they call him. Rory Flynn takes it back and gives a nice pass over towards Callum Fahy. Callum, nice cultured right foot, and big challenge coming in there from the Parnell's fullback. Ball out to the right and wide. Now we're waiting for umpires to take up their positions. The scoreboard in goal. So it's Parnell's kick out then. As we await the first score of the game. Still no score. And we're just waiting team sheets as well from both teams. So you just have to bear with me now for a couple of minutes. Some of the lads I know, some of them I don't. So Parnell's kick out then. And really you'd have to say this is a must win for the Parnells. They've played 3, lost 3. And especially after the Pearses' victory in the last game, it makes it imperative here for the Parnells to win this game. But it's a tough assignment against a very fancied Tones outfit. They looked very slick in their last game, and they've got some very fast and exciting footballers in their ranks. And certainly it's going to be a good game. Yeah, hello to Brona Fahy as well, and best wishes from Chicago. So hope you're enjoying the game, Brona. And nice bottle of Tito's vodka there. That's good stuff. Nothing like a drop of Tito's and a GA match. So then, a big shout out while I'm at it to Aoife O'Rourke, who won gold at the European Games, at the European Boxing Games, of course. Very proud daughter of Kevin. And up there in near Castlereagh, Aoife's a wonderful boxer, wonderful athlete, wonderful character. And I'm sure Kevin and wife are very, very proud of their daughter today. So it's a wonderful achievement once again for Aoife to get gold at Europe level. So fair play to her. And 2 great girls, in fact. 2 great O'Rourke girls there. And they've achieved some wonderful things in the boxing ring. So it's exciting times for sport in Roscommon. So great stuff by Aoife. So well done again, and congrats. I was just saying, Nicky, we have a European Championship, European champion, next door neighbour of mine, Aoife O'Rourke. She won gold at the European Games this morning, and very proud of her.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Did she win an?
She did.
Win an Olympic medal, no?
She came, I think, in the silver position, if my memory is right. I'll be corrected on this now. I should have done more research, but yeah, she's won medals before. She's won all sorts of Irish championship medals and underage and senior, and but this is a great achievement at European level as
Absolutely.
the Pearses.
Congratulations to her.
Yeah. She does. She qualifies for the Olympics, is right, Scruffy. And the Parnells, I should say, are on the attack. But it breaks down, and the man from Fermanagh, Ulton Kelm, who they call Custard, for whatever reason, don't you once worry, I'll be finding out later on. But the Tones on the attack once again, and that ball goes in and out to the left and wide. So, still waiting the first score. I think that's the 3rd wide by the Tones, and be disappointed with that. They've had a lot of possession.
The conditions a bit better in this game than they were in the last, so at least it's.
They are, even though the pitch is beginning to eat up a little bit around the goal mouths and out around the middle, but certainly the rain we've had is torrential. It's amazing that that the games went ahead at all, considering the amount of water. But here comes the Parnells, and over there on the far side there's a hardy challenge gone in there by Ulton Harney on the Parnells lad, and it's going to be a free. And Jesus, he gave it to the Tones. So free down to the Tones. Callum Fahy, the Tulse man, gives it to the Kiltoon man, or the Clonagale man, Ulton Harney.
Here we go again with all the Roscommon boys being named.
Well, we have to give ourselves some credit, because the old bus is parked again, unfortunately, for another year.
You got a bit of mileage out of it this year, in fairness.
We got a little bit of mileage out of it now, but anyway, what's another year, as the old song used to go. But the Tones on the attack, and ball recycled back all the way across here to Jake Crispin. Jake gives it off to Ulton Kelm. Custard has it, gets blocked, but gets going again, and his right footed kick, it squirts off the defender, and Parnell's goalkeeper is alert, gets out in front of Jack Duggan, and goes to ground, and the referee says hold on. It's a free into the Tones. Some of these decisions are amazing. I don't know how he managed to make out that was a free, but anyways.
That was a pretty soft one, right? Maybe these 2 games he's reffing, maybe one is enough for him.
I'd say so. I'd say
this is a big game for the Parnells. They haven't won so far, so if they lose today, they're probably out, right?
well, especially after the Pierces winning, that puts a lot of daylight between them. So for the 3rd place, so it's it's going to be a big ask now for the Parnells. But they need a big performance today, that's for sure. So
all the rumours about these boys coming out for the Tones did never materialise, or what?
Seemingly not. So I had it on good authority this morning from my nephew, Kieran Moylan, who was talking to a buddy of his in Dublin Airport on Friday, to say that there was no such thing as any of these high-profile Galway lads coming out to the Tones or to any of the Chicago teams. Whatever Galway lads went, they went to Boston and New York, and
Sean Kelly's supposed to be in Boston.
Sean Kelly, I think, is going to Boston for the
he's
one
injured
game.
at the moment, so.
Yeah, but they need him for one game, as the Tones come on the attack again with Ulton Kelm. But this time it's broken up, and eventually the referee blows his whistle, and it's going to be a free. No, it's not. It's going to be a throw up. And if you look at some of these decisions, you'd throw up as well. The Lord save us. No sense nor reason to some of them. I don't know where he gets them out. Anyway, Jack Duggan gets it back to Ulton Kelm, back to Callum Fahy. Callum, the Tulse man, getting his chance at senior level here today. It's the ball off, and Tones under pressure there. There's 2 Parnells fellas going for the one ball. Eventually Jake Crispin gets it. Smallish man on the field, but the biggest heart. Eventually Duggan gets it out on this side of the field. Oh Jesus, Jersey nearly taken off him, and eventually Martin Delaney says yes, free in, foul on the big number 12 for the Tones, and this should be their 2nd point. Hey lads, can you fill out the team sheets? We have no names. Fill out the team sheets.
Since you're doing nothing else.
Yeah, have you them filled out? Here comes Malcolm with the team sheets. Malcolm the Barber.
The Barber, yeah.
Malcolm, come in here, you bollocks.
They actually call him the judge because he's.
Yeah, fair play.
They call Malcolm the judge because he's always sitting on the
Malcolm,
bench.
Malcolm, I have to ask you. Come here to me. Terrible disappointment today for me. Oh, what happened? Do you think? Just
I don't even know myself.
One of those days.
One of those days, isn't that it?
Yeah.
They got shaved.
Next year we'll get them.
Next year.
No. Galway next year.
What's another year, as Johnny Logan used to say? I was trying to think of Johnny Logan. Come on, Malcolm. Thank you. Fair play to you. So, Malcolm there, I think it was second name from Westport. So, this is the... So, free into the Tones.
Is your buddy, the legendary Duggan, it is?
No. He is playing his number 12. See him standing in there on the edge of the square. He looks a bit like me in my heyday. Long, slick, full of talent. Yeah.
Mary's getting all excited here.
Yeah, I don't know, was it Bill Callahan or someone at home that used to say, Jesus Christ, Quinn, you need planning permission to turn.
Well, you definitely need double wheels today if you were out there.
That's a great
There's
score.
no doubt about that.
Oh yeah, I'd need the extended tracks, the bog tracks, to keep me up. Anyway, that's a great score there from the Tones, number 11, and a beautiful point, and that puts them 3 points to no score in front, and already a 3-point lead, looking ominous for the Parnells. They need to get on the ball.
They need to get into the game, yeah.
Tommy Scahill now with the kick out for the Parnells, and looking to see what options he has. Nothing obvious yet. The Tones are pushing up. It's a full court press, as they say in basketball. But great take there by Oisin Hughes for the Parnells, and Oisin is fouled, and it's going to be a free down. Rory Gallagher for the Parnells. Very slick looking jerseys. Is the Lanigan's logo on the front of that, Nicky? Is that what I see?
Well, it hasn't been paid for yet, but I think they are, yeah.
I think you might have to come up with a payment plan or something. And
It'll be the shortest set of jerseys ever used, one game.
Absolutely. So I know the Tones wanted me to thank Steve and Katrina Fahy for very kind sponsorship of footballs there a couple of weeks ago.
So is that why the sun is playing today? Now we've I
Lord,
finally figured it out.
I did not say that, Nicky. Oh, Steve Fahy will have something to say to you when he sees you. Anyways,
I'm joking you there now, Steve, you know that.
Turnover there by the Tones, and Ultan Kelm, the man from Fermanagh, striding up the field like a racehorse, a bit like Auguste Rodin in the Irish Derby earlier on today. And eventually Martin Delaney says that that's a foul on the ball by the Tones cornerback, and it's going to be a free down to the Parnells, taken quickly over there by Rory Gallagher. Gets it out this side of the field to Tom Close. Tom now faced up there by two Tones men, but gets his pass away back to Rory Gallagher, over to Patrick Brooks. Brooks now gets the ball away to his midfielder Stephen O'Connor. Stephen now is hauled to the ground there, and in fact Michael Conroy, who just got the offload there but was hauled down, and Martin Delaney says that's going to be a free into the Parnells. And Michael Conroy on his knees, looks like a man that was at Lochderg or Knock or someplace praying to God for better fortune.
Yeah.
But free in a very, very kickable position, and suit this left foot of Michael Conroy from Tyrone. So
he had a legendary first half there about 3 weeks ago. He was on fire, and then we haven't seen him light up the place since.
No, he was on fire the first day, all right, but a bit subdued the last day. So I'm sure they'll be looking for a huge performance from the Tyrone man. Tyrone, of course, out of the championship as well after a bit of a scutcheon from Kerry yesterday, and big disappointment, I'm sure, they are now for a team that won the All Ireland 2 years ago. But nevertheless,
it just questions the All Ireland of 2 years ago. I think Mayo should have taken that one.
Yeah, Mayo
Dublin out in the semi-final.
Yeah, Mayo had the forum for sure, but they just didn't get it over the line, unfortunately. So, Nicky, I just got a text from Steve there. He said, I'm after you after that comment. I'll see you in 4 weeks' time. So, yeah.
Come on now, Steve, come on now.
You might want to do like Arthur Daly and hire a minder. And before you ask me, I'm not doing it. So, anyway,
You'll be driving the nuns around Ireland at that time.
That's right, yeah. God bless them. Oisin Hughes for the Parnells, but it breaks down, and Rory Flynn, number 6 for the Tones. David Flynn's young fella from Lucan breaks it up and gets the ball over to Ultan Kelm. Ultan gets a lovely ball into Callum Fahy. Callum now takes it, gives the ball away at pace to Finnegan. Ball recycled back again to Rory Flynn. The Tones come looking for scores here, and eventually Ultan Herney takes control of it, gives a lovely dink pass in to Rory Flynn, back again to the corner forward there for the Tones. He swings the left foot at it, and he sneaks it inside the right upright and over the bar. Another good score for the Tones, 4 points to 1.
Very well taken point.
Nicely worked, patient build up, and nice little pass and movements into the man in space, and rewarded there with a nice score. So the Tones lead by 3 points, 4 points to 1. After about 10 minutes, I would say.
Scruffy has his burger eaten, so he's looking very happy there.
Yeah, yeah. As they used to say on Popeye, I'd gladly pay you Tuesday for a burger today. So, on the line, Shrek there on the line, showing off his footballing skills. And the man from Cavan, one of the
East
Cavan, one of the greatest stalwarts in the town, no doubt about it. The ball comes again to the Tones, and once again, the number 13 there swings his left-footed and straight over the bar. Beautiful score. Jay Crispin involved there as well. And lovely score there from the corner forward there.
Is he a new addition?
I think he might be. I don't recognise him. We're still waiting for the Tones team sheet. So, unfortunately.
The Tones are like the KGB, they're giving no information away. Huh?
Tones win it. Callum Fahy from Tulsk gets it. Runner on his shoulder there, Ulton Kelm from Fermanagh. And that's a great score from the Tones once again. After a hefty tackle out there on the far side of the field. Parnell's lad is down injured, the number 4. Patrick Brooks shipped a heavy challenge there, and John Cunningham is going out to check on him and see if he's okay.
I'd like to give a call out to Declan Finnerty, who's in from Ballintubber in Mayo. He came from Detroit this morning on the train to be here in Gaelic Park today, himself and the family.
Good
So
stuff.
just a shout out to them.
Yeah, Declan and his wife and 3 kids, they're in town for a couple of weeks. Of course, brother of the late and great Richie Finnerty from Ballintubber in Mayo, great friend and colleague, and who was taken from us too early.
Too early, yes.
But yeah, Declan, a lovely fella, and we're delighted to welcome him here today to Gaelic Park for today's games. And we had a great night in Lanigan's there during the week. We had a bit of a sing-song. I think, Nicky, you sang a song as well, did you? Can't remember what it was now.
I don't know. 3 Blind Mice, I think it was.
I think it might have been, yeah. Sort of an operatic version of 3 Blind Mice. Yeah.
A paparazzi, or what do you call them? Yeah,
yeah.
it was neat.
It was something to behold, there's no doubt about it. But yeah, great to have them in town, and lovely to see visitors from the old country, as they say, come over here. As Catherine Gillen, physio, makes her way off the field. Thankfully, Patrick is back to his feet in one piece. Quick kick out, but that's poor from Tommy Scahill. Straight into the arms of Jack Duggan. Jack Duggan takes the reverse pass, gets round his man, bearing down and goal. Oh, blasted! And in and off the crossbar. That was a wonderful, the way he got round his body with the ball, right-footed. And again, off the crossbar, a big let-off for the Parnells.
That is a very big let-off for the Parnells.
The Tones are impressing me. There's every game that they play, Nicky, they're improving.
They've won every game, right?
No, they've lost one game. The table is here, but they lost one game early on, but they have won their last 2. So certainly a win for them today would put them in great position, especially with the Pierces winning. So I'm sure they'll be determined, as the Parnells will be. So once again, a terrible kick out of possession, or out of defence there by Colvey. Gives it straight to the Tones lad, and ball finds its way back here to Callum Fahy, to Rory
What a
Flynn.
footballer that Callum Fahy is.
Oh my God, the Messi of the Tones setup, but well deflected there, and Rory Gallagher gets a hand to it and eventually clears it off the far side of the field to Tom Close. Tom Close gets it. But unfortunately, nobody there for the Parnells, and the ball will be retrieved by the Tones. Callum Fahy out on this side of the field, playing towards the scoreboard end.
He reminds me of Kieran Kilkelly in the way he carries the ball, in fairness to him.
He does. He keeps it nice and close. Yeah.
Am I back in the good books yet, Steve?
Pedigree there for sure, no doubt about it. And thanks to Dermot Raftery, he just sent me the team sheet. And once again, the Tones on the attack. And Rory Flynn fouled there. And it's going to be a free in once again to the Tones.
I think you should have sent your glasses as well. You might be able to read the text message.
Yeah, it's hard to read off the phone, but sure, we'll have to do our best. As Pat Madden said, when the lady from Canada asked him if he wanted to ride home, and Pat went to open his belt and he says, well, I'll do my best. One of the great characters of Tulsk from years ago. So then, attention required from the physio for Rory Flynn as Jack Duggan, the number 12, stands over him with the ball in hand, ready to kick this free for the Tones. And if successful, it'll put them into a very commanding 7-point lead. And I certainly wouldn't bet against him. He's been one of the marquee forwards so far in the championship so far. So then Jack Flynn off his right, 45 yards out, right in front of the post, high, and the umpire has no hesitation, straight over the bar from the Longford man. And yet another score on the board for the Tones, 8 points to 1 they lead. As Tommy Scahill goes to retrieve the ball and prepare for the kick out. And
They're preparing for a flight home if they don't start turning this game around.
I think so, and he's not in that big of a panic to get on with it, which is a bit surprising. However, Tommy now with this kick out, lots of movement around the middle of the field here. Players moving left and right. Eventually it goes down the centre, and the Tones lad is adjudged to have pulled back. Andrew Monaghan. Oh no, the referee changes his mind and said no, it's a Tones free. So Callum Fahy is going to take it, and then changes his mind, leaves it to Ulton Herney. Ulton looks out this side of the field to Declan Kelly. Declan, number 5 for the Tones. Nice little jink off his right foot. And gives a nice pass over to Rory Flynn. Rory now, number 6 for the Tones. He gives it to Charlie McGill. McGill gives it back to Declan Kelly. Ronan Orford actually. Ronan Orford. Hello to all the Orfords above in San Fran once again. I'll tell you one thing, I said it last week, if I go to a wedding, I want to go to one in San Fran. They have them in stripper joints. What a great place to have a wedding, the Lord saves. If I ever get married, we should have it in a strip joint. I hope the holiday doesn't hear that anyways, God help us.
John,
Anyway.
I see
Garrett Devlin.
Garrett Devlin.
Yeah, my old mate.
Pointed out there. Why is he on the sideline?
He's on. I think he played in the intermediate game earlier, so I think they're probably giving him a rest. But don't be surprised if you see the big Tyrone forward.
I think I think he's out here playing intermediate this year.
I think he is. Yeah. So I'd say they won't want to risk him from that. But the Parnells getting themselves into a bit of difficulty here, and it's Andrew Monaghan over there on the far side, and he's hauled to the ground. But Rory Gallagher is there, the number 5, to help him. And Rory tries to stop that going out for a 45, and Andrew Monaghan is down injured on the field, and the referee is going to hold up play. Catherine Gillen once again has to take to the field in her capacity as physio, and some attention required then for the Parnells man, the number 10. So it's going to result in a line ball to the Tones. And that man, Jack Duggan, out there on that far sideline, just inside the 21-yard line, will probably have a crack at it, even though it's a very awkward angle, but suits a right-footed kicker. Great win for Aidan O'Brien today, Nicky, in the Irish Derby.
Absolutely, it's his 100th classic in Europe, which is
it's an amazing feat.
Achievement.
Absolutely.
It's probably the best of. It's probably a record, is it?
It's got to be a record, there's no doubt. I mean, 100 classic races is You know, 100 Group 1s is one thing, but 100 Classics is an incredible feat for any.
How many
anyone.
derbies is he? He's the record for
yeah.
Epsom. He probably has the Irish record.
I'm sure he has the Irish record. Yeah. So I'm not exactly certain of how many Irish or English derbies it was, but I know it's a record in Epsom for sure. But yeah, it's
something like 12, I think. Epsom derbies.
It'll be something like that, yeah. Yeah, well, he said he said after Epsom that this horse, Auguste Rodin, was the best he ever trained, and that's some compliment coming from a man like him. So
I've never backed a derby winner, no mind train one.
I haven't even backed into one. Never mind backed one. I was at the derby once with my good old mate Mick Conlon, and we had some day out, the Lord save us, but
At the Irish Derby.
at the Irish Derby, yeah, great
I've
day
thought
out.
that a few times. Great day out.
Great day out
Great
in the
weekend
Curragh.
out, actually.
Absolutely. But anyways, from horse racing to Gaelic football, here comes the Parnells. All long ball down to Michael Conroy with the blonde head.
The tones look like the thoroughbreds at the moment, so hopefully it'll be turned.
They certainly do. Rory Gallagher gets us back underway. Michael Byrne back to Rory Gallagher. Sells a little dummy there. And Declan Kelly, the halfback.
Rory, the son of Brendan Gallagher, great Donegal man.
That's right. Rory, nice lad. And it's going to be a free into the Parnells, and Michael Conroy from Tyrone will be there to take it. And unfortunately, Andrew Monaghan didn't recover from that injury, and he's going to come off, and there'll be a sub brought on. Tommy Conlon is going to be brought on for the Parnells to replace Andrew Monaghan, who seems to have what looks like a hamstring injury possibly, but he's struggling at the moment.
Speaking of hamstrings, we'll call out to Liam O'Brien. He's probably watching at home on the old Facebook.
Did he pull a hamstring?
No, he had an old pelvis accident, so he speedy recovery there, Liam. Sad bastard.
Yeah. Hope Liam and Lynn are watching in. Wishing Liam the best in the speedy recovery. And hopefully he'll be back in the saddle shortly. Mean that in the kindest possible way. Sorry, Lynn. But here comes Jack Duggan. Straight through the centre. Here he goes like a train. Bearing down on goal. Gives it off. Oh, and it's in the back of the net. Oh, and the goalkeeper was unlucky there. But it's a fantastic move once again by the Tones. And eventually Jack Duggan carried the ball forward for about 50 yards. And Kieran Keenan finished it. The number 13, Kieran Keenan, finished it to the back of the net. But the goalkeeper, Tommy Scahill, certainly got something on it. But a great move by the Tones. And like a flash, they moved down the field at pace. Really caught the Parnells defence ball watching. And the ball ends up in the back of the net. So it's a commanding lead now, Nicky. 1-8 to 2 points.
It's a very commanding lead. I mean, it looks nearly over, but
Well,
there's still a slight chance.
as Eugene Connor said one time, it's never over until the fat lady sings. And
You can't say that anymore. There's no such thing as a fat lady.
oh no, that's true. They're like myself. They're
just
physically
rather
challenged. But anyway, here comes the Parnells. Michael Conroy out around the middle of the field looking for possession, left-footed, high off the outside of the left, and that's a beautiful
And
point.
the blonde bomber is after.
Yeah, the blonde bomber is right. Slots it right over the bar with the left foot. Beautiful score. So 1-8 to 3 points, 8 points the difference. And the Parnells certainly need to get a wiggle on, as they say.
It definitely backs to the wall now.
Backs to the wall. Callum Fahy calls for it. Gets a good pass out from Mick Gallagher. Ackle in goals for the Tones once again, due to the injury of the Offaly man, Paddy Dunnigan. And the Tones now fighting hard for possession. Ulton Harney has it. Takes his time. Calms everything down. Back to Declan Kelly. Declan now looks for a colleague. He's turned and twisted, and eventually the jersey is almost pulled off him, and it's a free down to the Tones. And
would he qualify now to play for Sligo, since his father is a well-known Sligo man? Because he could, Declan Kelly.
I'll have to see.
Number 5 there, he's playing a great game actually.
He's a very good player. He's by far the most promising Irish American player in years.
Absolutely, he's a great talent.
Fine footballer, no doubt about it. So then Jack Duggan, standing just outside the 45, right in the centre of the field, that big right foot of his, and this time he just puts a bit of a tail on it.
There's a second bombshell there, John. He's a Sligo connection. He was with Sligo Rovers for the last few years. Number 13, Killian Heaney.
For the Parnells. Oh, is that right? Killian Heaney, yeah?
The red-haired fella.
Yeah, he was his top is blonde. But, he was professional with Sligo Rovers the last few years.
Wow.
Very promising player from Mayo when he was a minor.
Very good. It's I've noticed him the last day. He had a good game the last day. Very pacey player, and looked like he had a lot going for him. If he had a bit of help at all, he certainly would be a great prospect, no doubt about it. Ball kicked out towards the middle of the field. Dalton Harney gets a hefty challenge there from Mosheen Hughes, and the Tones once again on the attack, and that's a beautiful score. Was it Callum, I think, that kicked that? Callum Fahy. And a lovely score there as Ultan Harney picks himself up off the ground. Tells the
Just
physio.
here eating my words now, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Well, I got no dinner, so I have to eat something.
Yeah. Tells the physio he doesn't need her. Out it comes. Oisin Hughes under it, but it breaks. And high challenge there by Callum Fahy. And apologises to Patrick Brooks.
Callum was lucky there, he didn't get a yellow card for that challenge.
Very lucky. Yeah, high challenge
Back
there.
in the bad books again.
Yeah, oh, watch out. Michael Conroy now from Tyrone. 3 men around him. And, oh, Jesus. Down goes poor old Martin Delaney in the middle of the field. Lucky he didn't pull his hamster. But Declan Kelly comes on the attack now for the Tones. Crosses the 45. Looks up. Looks for support. Cuts inside. Gets a hefty challenge. Gives the ball back to Jack Duggan. And decision is given against Declan Kelly for over-carrying the ball, I think. Martin Delaney, or maybe it was a throw ball. Yeah, I think you're right, Mary. Throw ball. I know. Woman is always right.
That's why they're staying well away from you, Quinn.
I think Martin Delaney has called a halt to proceedings, and half-time it is, after an entertaining enough first half. A goal and 9 points to the Tones, and 3 points to the Parnells. So 9 points the difference at half-time. And the Parnells boys head into the locker room at half-time, and they certainly need a bit of inspiration, no doubt about it. And they'll need to up the performance levels against a very slick Tones outfit, who have played really well in that first half, and a couple of very bright lights, I think, led by Declan Kelly.
Harney.
Ultan is always steady, but I think Declan Kelly outshone him in this half, and of course Jack Duggan was excellent, I thought, as well.
And Callum.
Callum was very good. Callum was very good now.
Distributed the ball very well.
He certainly did. He done all the basics right, and he kicked a lovely point towards the end of the half. So it'll be a great confidence booster for him. Playing senior football out here. It's a different game to the senior football at home. It's quicker, it's faster, of course, conditions much different.
And with the only 13 players, it's a completely different game.
It's a different game, yeah.
See poor old Tommy Scahill running after.
Yeah, Tommy is heading for the locker room, and certainly the Parnells will have to regroup at half time, and
say now he'd rather be hitting for Lanigans, in fairness.
I'd say so. I'd say it's not much fun out there.
But you never know. The Parnells don't seem to have a big panel today. They don't seem to be. Must have injuries or something. There's not a lot sitting on the bench.
Yeah, they have a lot of injuries. I think they have 3 or 4 lads out injured, key fellas, and yeah, Tom Gillen is out, and yeah.
Tom hasn't played since he got injured a few weeks ago.
So it's going to be a big ask now for the Parnells, to be honest with you, heading into
their intermediate team is still doing what they won today, right?
Yeah. And I
they're
think
still competitive. They're
I
right
think
in
that
it.
that might be the focus for them now as the year goes on, that the intermediates to be protected and maybe try and challenge for the intermediate title at the end of the year. So anyway, that's half time and entertaining half of football. A little bit one-sided. The Tones 1-8.
It was like
3
you
points.
leaving the pub last night, a little bit one-sided.
Yeah, it was indeed. But yeah, we put in a big shift yesterday, playing golf in the President's Cup, myself and Nicky, and 27 holes, Nicky, it was hard going.
Well, the first 2 holes was hard going. Mine, and the next 25, it was absolutely
Horrendous.
horrendous.
But we had a few laughs and we had a couple of drinks afterwards, and sure, we had a bit of fun. I see the Gook is coming over towards us, David Scahill, and I think he might come in and have a word with us. Famous Galway man, big Galway hurler. Johnny Craven is with him, of course, a nephew of Carol Craven. Carol, of course, owner of Florden Porter, and we'll have a quick word with them.
Gook, over here.
David, come
That's
in
a
here.
lovely Galway jersey, by the way. You can leave it behind you. Only won't fit me.
David, come in here. We'll have a quick word with you. We'll say hello to you. Come in for 1 minute. Come in for
We'll
1
throw
minute.
out there to his mother. She's a superintendent. She was just retired from being a superintendent in Galway City.
That's right. Yeah, that's the sort of woman that you don't want to meet in a professional capacity.
It's
anyways,
a
that's
person
for
you want
sure.
to know, but not meet.
Yeah, definitely not. But a big shout out to all the Skehels
Yeah,
back
exactly,
there in
yeah.
Galway, and of course Carol Craven and all the Cravens back there. Wishing them all the best. And I'll be giving you a shout next week when I'm home. So
Don't stand out in the rain waiting for Quinn to give you a call.
shout out to your poor old long-suffering nephew as well, Kevin Glynn.
Yeah, but
I'm sure he'll be
I think
listening
he
in.
knows you by now. So.
Yeah, poor old Kevin. Always draws the short straw when this fellow comes home. He has to do the show for him. But he's used to it now anyway. So yeah. So I think we'll take a break, Nicky, for a couple of minutes,
Yeah,
and
go to the pub.
we'll be back in the next 10 minutes or so with the second half of the Tones and the Parnells. Thanks, folks, and we'll talk to you very soon. Welcome back, folks. We're back on live here from Chicago Gaelic Park for this senior men's championship game. I was going to say senior ladies, just be an awful insult.
To the ladies.
Yeah, Parnells and the Tones, and it's a 8 point lead for the Tones at half time. Thank you, Annie. So then, straight away the Tones back into the attack. Ulton Kelm from Fermanagh knocks it in towards Charlie McGill, but well blocked down there. Oh, jeez, Martin Delaney gets in the way of Patrick Brooks, and Patrick Brooks isn't too happy about that one. And it's going to be a free down anyways to the Tones for a hard challenge there. Jake Crispin calls for the ball out this side of the field. The Tones playing down towards the patio end of Gaelic Park this half. Callum Fahy gets it, kicks it across to his county man Ulton Harney. Ulton takes it on down the field, and a mark called there by Ulton, the other Ulton Kelm from Fermanagh. Fine footballer, this fella. And it's going to be a free or a mark in a very advanced mark in a very kickable position for the number 10 for the Tones. So a chance to put it out to 9 points. Here he comes, right footed. And straight over the bar, I think it is. The umpire isn't making awful shapes yet, but eventually makes it.
Picked it up.
He finally picked up the flag. Not very enthusiastic, but anyway. Ball is out this side of the field then for Tom Gillen. And Callum Fahy goes in to challenge and gets a push in the back for his efforts, and it's a free down to the Tones. Charlie McGill takes it quickly into the number 13, Kieran Keenan. Kieran gives it across there towards Ulton Kelm. Ulton Kelm to Keenan, back to Jack Duggan. Duggan to Jake Rispin. Rispin now across, sprays it to Rory Gallagher. Rory, and it just goes to straight to the Parnells fella. And back there is Patrick Brooks once again. Is fouled and is going to be a free out to the Parnells. Taken quickly. Conor Calvey, the long locks, takes it and gives a nice little pass out this side of the field to Tom Close. Tom Close into Michael Byrne. Michael Byrne back to Tom Close. In towards Michael Conroy from Tyrone, but he's well marked there by the Tones number 3, Niall Sharkey. Sharkey comes out of the ball, gives it to Callum Fahy. Callum Fahy across to Ulton Harney, back to Callum Fahy. Fahy from Lismurta and Tulse gives it long into Charlie McGill. Charlie McGill now to Niall Sharkey, who started the move onto the right foot, gives it low. Nice ball into Keenan. Kieran Keenan now, the number 13, turns hard, gives it back to Charlie McGill, and that's a beautiful score from Charlie McGill. Great score from the Tones. Great flow in football, and Sharkey puts his hand into the air, and he's entitled to, because he started the move and he almost finished it. Beautiful flow and move from the Tones there from end to end. So then that puts them out into a 1-10-3 lead, 10 points the difference. The Parnells get on with it quickly. They need to Tom Close over this side of the field, closely attended by the other number 7, Ulton Harney. The Clonagale man sticking to him like a leech. He gives it inside. Michael Conroy is fell there by the Tones defence. Ronan Grimes adjudged to have fouled him, and it's going to be a free in. Oh Jesus, the sheet has gone out the window, would you believe it? Oh Lord, talk about misfortune.
When you're definitely not going to get out that window anyway.
And I'm definitely not going out the window, I'll tell you that much. Anyway, on we go. That was what you'd call a rogue blast of wind. I don't know where it came from. Nicky?
I don't know, somebody must have
hope you're,
a bit of air.
I hope you're not to blame for that. Oh Lord save us. Thank you, Annie. You're the best. And
Maybe if you sit on it there, Quinn, it won't blow out the window.
that ball was kicked in. Was that wide? I just wasn't looking. I think it's a point, yeah, but it's not up on the scoreboard just yet. Quick kick out is taken, but it comes straight to Michael Conroy. And, over the bar. Over the bar.
Maybe it's a comeback on
Yeah.
here.
That was very enterprising almost from Michael Conroy, the Tyrone man. Seen the goalkeeper off his line. It was a poor kick out from Mackle in the Tones goal, and it went straight to Michael Conroy. Not the man you want to give it to, but he just Gave it a little bit too much and it sailed over the bar. 110 to 5 points. 8 points the margin. Niall Sharkey for the Tones. Callum Fahy for the Tones gives it on to Declan Kelly. Declan Kelly, this flying wing back, a really good footballer, and he's hauled down surely. That's going to be a free into the Tones, and Martin Delaney going across, and I think he's going to have a word with the Parnell's defender, and yeah, the book is out, and Conor Calvey, I think it is, who's going to go into it, and he is going to get a black card. So Conor will have to make his way to the sideline after that.
That
Yeah,
was a very harsh.
it was harsh enough in the circumstances, I thought.
Yellow card would have been.
Yeah, but nonetheless, it's a free that's taken, and it's off the post, and it might come to Kieran Keenan, but the Parnell's lads do really well. Patrick Brooks done excellently well there to gain possession from the rebound, and shipped a couple of really tough challenges and comes away with the ball, and gives this pass out this side of the field to Stephen Connor. Stephen now with this ball underneath us on the sideline, almost loses the Togs, and lucky enough the other Togs stayed up with him, but Stephen O'Connor has a free.
It wasn't you when the dogs were.
Yeah, I'd say there could be a bit of a plumbing issue there. Stephen O'Connor now with the ball. Tom closest to him, and Tom gives a pass, but goes astray. Nonetheless, retained possession though by the Parnells. Tommy Conlon keeps it. Tom Close gets it back, and eventually over it goes to Jack Fallon. Jack now, the number 14, tries to get possession, but eventually the Tones defence gets it, and Jack Duggan comes away with it. Callum Fahy over the far side of the field, looks for Declan Kelly, but well turned over there by Michael Byrne. Michael gets possession of the ball, and Declan Kelly has a couple of things to say to him about it. And goes to kick it away then, and the referee is going over there now, and he's going to have a word, I think, with Declan, and free will probably be moved forward, I'd imagine. So Martin Delaney, I think, is going for the book, and he's going to have a word with Declan Kelly, the flying number 5. A yellow card for Declan for a bit of madness there, but free in for the Parnells then. Quickly taken. Jack Fallon evades one challenge and eventually is hauled back, and Rory Flynn, guilty of an infringement there, pulled the Parnells man back, and it's going to be a free in, and once again the Tyrone man Michael Conroy is going to step up and have a pop at goal here off the left foot, just to the left of the goals at the scoreboard end, around about the 45-yard line. Ground beginning to cut up a little bit underfoot, conditions very difficult. It's high, curling, but it's
a very wasted ball there.
Going to curl enough, and it's gone out to the left and it's gone wide. Yeah, it is a waste. The Parnells need scores, not wides. Michael Gallagher then in goal for the Tones with the kick out, this evergreen performer from Mayo, and Jack Fallon there for the Parnells, tries to get to it but doesn't. Jack Duggan around the middle of the field fighting for possession. Ball breaks to Jake Rispin. Jake gives a nice little ball across towards Rory Flynn. Rory gets it over the far side of the field, heading towards the patio town goal, or the patio in goal. Callum Fahy gets the ball, decides to go back to Jake Rispin. Jake gives a nice little dink pass along to Declan Kelly. Charlie McGill involved, and eventually the ball comes out over here to Ronan Grimes. Ronan Grimes with the red head, challenged by Stephen Connor. Gets the ball away now to Ulton Kelm. Ulton Kelm now from Fermanagh, the number 10. Flies in through the Parnells defence, gets a lovely 1-2 with Jack Duggan. Here comes Ulton Kelm with a right-footed kick straight over the bar. Beautiful score once again. Yeah, lovely little 1-2 between himself and Duggan, and really, really nice slick move there by the Tones, and very nice score. Puts the lead out.
Parnell seem to be emptying their bench here.
They seem to be. Number 15 is warming up here in front of us, Owen Byrne, as the Tones come on the attack again with Kieran Keenan, and he gets it off on the far side there, and that's kicked straight in and straight over the bar. I think Charlie McGill was the man that kicked it. And yet another point for the Tones, 112 to 5, 15 points to 5, 10 points the difference.
I think the Parnells are on life support at the moment here, I'd say.
I'd say so. I see Aidan Rooney down there, pulled his hamstring the last day, so obviously an injury for Aidan. I don't think we'll be seeing him today. And off the field of play comes number 13, Killian Heaney, the man from Sligo Rovers, taken off and no doubt disappointed. But on we go. Throw ball in the middle of the field. The Parnells win it. Tom Close now gives it off to Michael Byrne. Michael Byrne then makes hay for goal, makes straight for goal. Oh, but it's terrible pass though. Absolutely terrible pass when the Tones defence looked a little stretched at that stage. But Michael Byrne and Michael Conroy not on the same hymn sheet there. Yeah.
I don't think that would even happen in Leitrim.
David Scahill reckons it's Leitrim standard out here. Now, apologies to all our Leitrim listeners. Very good football in county. Many's the time we were down in Carrick and Shannon and had great old battles with the Leitrim boys.
That's your level, in fairness.
Anyway, the Tones get on with it, and the ball is sprayed out the far side of the field, and it comes to Ronan Orford. Ronan lays it off to his outside to Declan Kelly. Declan Kelly into Callum Fahy. Callum over the far side of the field finds Ulton Kelm. Ulton now loses ball momentarily, but gains possession back, and that's a sweet kick there from, I think it might be Ronan Orford, is it? That got the left foot to that one and put it over the bar. Either him or Charlie, it might have been Charlie McGill actually. Charlie McGill, I think it was. Anyway, point for the Tones, 113 to 5 points, 16 points to 5, 11 points the difference. Tom Close takes it. Good hands there, but unfortunately, Owen Byrne couldn't take it on the run, and the Tones retain possession. Rory Flynn, far side of the field, gives it to the Tulse man, Callum Fahy. Callum in towards Ulton Kelm. Ulton is on the ground, and Martin Delaney says you touched it on the ground, and the Parnells get the free and they come away with it, and into attack they go. Patrick Brooks once again, he's been prominent in this second half. Tom Close outside of the left boot up towards the danger man, and here he gets it, Michael Conroy, but the Tones boys get back in numbers. Left footed kick from Conroy, and it curls inside that left hand post, and it's over the bar for a 6th point for the Parnells. 113 to 6, 10 points the difference.
Hanging in
by their skin of their chinny chin. They need green flags, I think, Nicky, not white.
I'd say the white flag, I think they need.
Kick out coming from Michael Gallagher in the Tones goal, out towards Ulton Kelm. Ulton, lovely offload to Niall Sharkey, the fullback, the flying fullback. Here they come now at pace, but the move breaks down. Sean Ryan there is fouled in the middle of the field for the Tones, and Ulton Herney takes command of the situation, turns around, looks for someone to make a run for him, and eventually Niall Sharkey shows for him and takes the ball, gives it back to Ulton Herney, and back once again to the sub Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan to the Fermanagh man Custard. Ulton Kelm, nice little flick pass out to Kieran Keenan. Kieran all the way across here to Rory Flynn. Rory tries his luck at it, but that's off the outside of his right foot, and it's gone harmlessly out, and it'll struggle to hit the corner flag, I'd say, but eventually it goes wide. Rory, you know your place, and that's certainly not past the 45. Anyways, God bless you. Anyways, on we go. Kick out to the Parnells, and Tommy Scahill kicks it out as we go into the final quarter of this game. Callum Fahy gives it to Declan Kelly. Declan back again to Charlie McGill, to Kieran Keenan, and almost found its way to Callum Fahy, but well cut out there by Patrick Brooks. Once again, he's been excellent in defence for the Parnells in this second half. Tom Close now looks up, looks for support, gets it from Patrick Brooks once again. Tom Close takes the return, looks for support, gets it from Stephen Connor. Stephen Connor gets it. Oh, tough challenge there. And Ronan Orford took a heavy challenge, but he bounced up off the ground from Tom Close. A great 50-50 challenge there, shoulder to shoulder. Completely fair, and both players back on their feet. Great athletes, these lads. Nowadays, they're absolutely in prime condition. Bit like myself.
When you were playing, Quinn, were you in that sort of shape? You
Oh, Lord, I could run all day.
to the toilet, I'd say.
They didn't.
With a bad Guinness, he might be running all day. But
Yeah, I think the less said about that, the better.
That's right, yeah. Sorry to
Kieran,
the sponsors
brilliant ball into Jack Duggan. Oh, great save by the goalkeeper. Brilliant save by Tommy Scahill. Tom Close there to pick up the pieces and turn defence into attack. But almost a really great goal out of nothing there, and denied on the line. Jack Duggan once again shows how dangerous he is. Really great talent, this lad, and finds himself in all the right positions at the right time. But however, the Parnells come hunting themselves, and here they come through Michael Byrne over on the far side of the field. Gets support there from Jack Fallon. Jack Fallon, the second half substitute. He's been pressurised there, and unfairly so, says the referee. And it's going to be a free in to the Parnells over on the far side of the field from us, down towards the scoreboard end. About 25 or 26 yards out, but he's well over on the left-hand wing, so it's probably going to be the guts of 40 yards, this kick for Michael Conroy, the blonde bomber from Tyrone.
I think he needs to kick this into the square. A point is no good at this stage.
Yeah, he's kicked it.
He didn't even get the point.
He got it. Yeah, it's a good kick from Conroy, and over the bar it goes, and brings it back to a 9-point game, 113-7. Conor Calvey down below us here, waiting for the 10 minutes to expire. It's going to be close. Referee says hold on. Substitute for the Tones, and over there, I think it's Jack Duggan that's being substituted. Indeed it is. The number 12 is taking a well-deserved rest. And on to the field of play, I think, comes Evan Malone. I think it's the number 20. Yeah, Evan Malone it is. And here they come again, the Tones. Ulton Kelm, Jake Crispin, lion-hearted little footballer, full of energy. Gets it back to Ronan Orford. Off to Ulton Herney. Ulton Herney pulling the strings around the middle of the field. Gives a nice long ball in towards Callum Fahey. But unfortunately, it'll break for Tom Gillen. And Tom gets it out over the far side towards Rory Gallagher. Rory now up along this side of the field to Owen Byrne. Owen Byrne taking on Evan Malone. Gets the better of him and gets it to Martin Quinn. Martin Quinn now brought on for the Parnells. And eventually it's going to be a free down to the Parnells. Jack Fallon was fouled. Ball kicked in low in towards Michael Conroy. And Michael is deemed to be fouled by Niall Sharkey, the full-back for the Tones. And it's going to be another free for the Parnells, and in an imminently kickable position for the Tyrone man, club mate of the Kavanaghs, Sean and Co, and that's kicked straight over the bar by Michael Conroy, and lovely score there off the left foot, very accomplished left foot. Calling for extra balls. I think the wind has gone out of that one.
The wind's definitely gone out of their sails. I don't know. The ball.
Yeah, as the music begins to pump up, Nicky, the DJ is beginning to wind it up down there on the patio.
You'll be out there swinging in about another hour, Quinn, I'd say.
That's right. Yeah, we'll have to show our John Travolta moves.
He's swinging the right arm, I'd say.
Yeah. So eventually Michael Gallagher gets a ball from behind the goals, and he'll resume proceedings with a kick out, and all change now as substitutes are being introduced readily. Kick out taken, goes all the way over the far side of the field over towards Declan Kelly. This flying beautiful ball off his left foot all the way down as far as Charlie McGill to Callum Fahey. Callum Fahey now. Callum,
this guy again.
In he goes, beautiful ball, gets the return pass, looks up, decides to cut back inside onto the right foot, over in front, straight in front of the post. Will it curl? No, it won't. Just outside the right hand, upright and wide.
A great effort there by Callum.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a man for the future, I would think.
Yeah, definitely. One for the books. Out goes the kick out. Tom Close, a great catch in the middle of the field, and Ultan Herney took a heavy knock. Took a heavy knock into the face there, and the referee is going to call for attention, and maybe even a bit of whiplash there because he's feeling the back of his neck, and that was a hefty challenge. Tom Close is a big unit and a powerful footballer. Certainly Ultan Herney felt the effects of that one. So physio on the field, not for the first time today, but conditions not really conducive to good football, Nicky.
Absolutely not. I mean, it's taken a lot of rain all day. At least it's not stopped raining, so it's not a mud bat like it was in the first.
In the first game,
first game was like the Plough Champions in Tullamore. There was one.
Yeah, absolutely. It's where there was Cavernan and Ploughs going up and down the field. But thankfully it stopped anyways, and it gave a chance for things to improve. But Ultan Herney is down injured anyway in the middle of the field, and waiting to see if the physio can work her magic and get him back on his feet, hopefully. So I see Donald Doherty out there in the blue tones top, a man that's going moving home later in the summer. He'll be sorely missed. Great tone supporter, great football man, Mayo man, and certainly we wish him and the family all the very, very best of luck with their big move back to Ireland later this year. So on we go. The Parnells then on the attack, and Michael Conroy gets his hands on the ball. The right man has it, and straight up and straight over the bar. That's a great kick again from the
Michael Conroy show for the Parnells.
It sure is.
Second half.
Absolutely. It's a one-man show.
Keeping them in there.
Yeah. It's 113 to 9 points, 16 points to 9, 7 points the difference. The clock, though, is not the Parnells' friend at the moment. And Michael Gallagher with that kick out to Ronan Orford. Ronan gathers it well, gives it off to Niall Sharkey. And Charlie McGill caught in possession in the middle of the field. Charlie down in a heap on the ground. Stephen O'Connor with the free. Takes it quickly up this side of the field. And eventually it comes to Owen Byrne. Owen Byrne to Tom Close. Tom Close now. Hand-fisted pass right across to Jack Fallon. Jack on the 45. Long ball in, and that's a great score.
Is there a comeback here, down to 6 points?
Great score there from Jack Fallon, the number 14 for the Parnells, from 45 yards out, and struck it sweetly over the bar.
At least the Parnells are hanging in there. They're not.
Yeah,
they haven't let the heads down.
Yeah, they're fighting, and I see Ultan Herney in the middle of the field, still holding his head, still feeling the effects of that clash with Tom Close, but. Ball is kicked out, and the Parnells will get possession once again. Owen Byrne to Michael Conroy. Conroy has it, goes for goal, and a great save by Michael Gallagher in the Tones goal there. Just managed to push it out and over the end line for a 45. It's going to be a 45 for the Parnells. We're into the last few minutes of this game, but 6 points the difference. A goal would certainly make it interesting. Oh, it went over the bar, I'm sorry. Yeah, I thought it was pushed out for a 45, but it's not. It's a point. You're quite right, Mary. So that, again, yes. 113 to 11, 5 points the difference, as Ackle kicks it out quickly. And out there on the far side, Ronan Orford battling for it. Wins possession, gets it to Ultan Herney, back to Ronan Orford once again. Ronan now gives a nice pass to Charlie McGill, and back to Ultan Herney. Ultan gets a free for himself, but keeps going, playing advantage. Ultan Herney gets it across to an unmarked number 20, and that ends up in the back of the net. And surely that's it now.
Game over.
I would say so. Evan Malone, the number 20. Name eluded me for a second, but Evan into the back of the net. And that's the score, really, I would say, to ensure it. 19 points to 11, out to 8 points again. And that I think could well be game, set and match. As the Parnells build from the back, but Rory Gallagher will take it on and gets it out on this side of the field, gives it to Tom Close. Tom Close to Owen Byrne. Owen Byrne now soloing on along underneath us here, up along this near sideline. Gives a nice dink pass in into the 21, Tommy Conlon. And Tommy just can't retain possession and ends up fouling his man. It's a free out to the Tones. Evan Malone, Ulton Harney, Niall Sharkey has a runner outside him if he wants him, decides not to. Goes back to Ulton Harney once again. The Roscommon man looks across, sees two Tones men free. Declan Kelly is one of them, and he uses Rory Flynn, the other one, onto Jake Rispin. Jake now looks up, sees Ronan Orford over there on that far sideline, around the halfway line, gives it to Callum Fahey. Callum gives it back inside to Declan Kelly. Declan takes on and beats his man and looks for help and gets it from Charlie McGill. Charlie gives it back to Callum Fahey. Callum to Kieran Keenan. Kieran lays it off. The short little pop pass to Ulton Harney. Ulton over the head of the Parnell's lad. And over there on the far side is Sean Ryan. Sean, nice little ding pass, gets it back inside to Kieran Keenan. Kieran Keenan now looks up, gets it to Ulton Kelm. Ulton's shot though is half blocked down, and Tommy Scahill in the Parnell's goal is able to come out and retrieve the ball and gets a pop pass out as far as Conor Calvey. Conor now gets it down as far as Jack Fallon. Jack, big rangy fella over there on that far sideline, and eventually the ball is out over the sideline off a Tones man, and it's going to be a line ball down to the Parnells. Jack Fallon with the ball in around the halfway line over on the far side of the field as the Parnells attack the scoreboard end. Conditions really slippy and wet and mucky to say the least, and really underfoot conditions, very very difficult. But in fairness, these lads have served up an entertaining game of football. The Parnells haven't laid down. They've kept the flag flying and they trail by 8 points, but attack breaks down and Ulton Harney, lovely pick up, gets the foot under it and flicks it up, and here comes Declan Kelly. Declan Kelly running at the heart of the Parnells defence, lays it off to Ulton Kelm. Ulton right into his path. Brilliant goal, absolutely brilliant from the Tones, and a really sweeping move once again. Ball broke down in the middle of the field and ball in the back of the net probably about 6 or 7 seconds later. Great score, Nicky.
Ball game over, yes.
Yeah.
I think the Tones are going to make a very good run at this championship.
Yeah, they were determined, I think, this year, after the disappointment last year, that they'd give it a really good run, and certainly they seem to have built a very, very good team full of runners.
John Conroy will retire after this year. We've been threatening it for 20 years.
I'll tell you, there's only one time Conroy will retire, is when they're carrying him out feet first. There'll be no chance. Evan Malone gets it, and right-footed down into this near corner, but out over the corner sideline. Out for a sideline ball to the Parnells, but the clock very much against the Parnells at this stage. I'd say Martin Delaney is looking at his watch and just deciding how much time to add on. But the Parnells, for all their endeavour and all their effort, they're, I think, going to be on the wrong side of a defeat here. As the ball is kicked down long there, the Tones, Declan Kelly can't get to it. It's out over the end line and it's gone wide once again. So kick out to Tommy Scahill and Martin Delaney in the middle of the field, whistle in hand. Surely final whistle can't be far off here. And 3:13 now. That's 22 points to 11 points the difference. Double scores here in Chicago Gaelic Park, and this broadcast sponsored by Guinness, very kindly sponsored by Guinness, and our thanks to all at Guinness for their kind sponsorship. And Martin Delaney blows his whistle as a foul is deemed to be committed there by Niall Sharkey. So Martin Delaney goes over to the spot of the foul and points towards the goal, and Michael Conroy will have an easy chance at a point, whether he goes for it or not, to reduce the arrears. He does, and puts it over the bar. That's 12 points now for the Parnells, 3-13 for the Tones, so 10 points the difference. As we drift deep into injury time, another sub on for the Tones as Ulton Kelm makes way. And the number 10, he's had a fine game for the Wolf Tones. And on comes number 17, Cathal Finnegan, who was started the last day but rested today. We have another sub coming on for the Tones also. And it's number 21, David Regan. And he's in for Callum Fahy. The Tulse man makes way as we approach the last minute or two of this game. Rory Gallagher. In fact, it's Michael Byrne out there in the middle of the field. Lovely sliding challenge there from Cathal Finnegan. And Rory Flynn gets the pass away. Big hit there on Ronan Orford, but he takes it. Ronan is a tough bit of stuff, no doubt about it. Gets it to Ulton Harney. Ulton now settles everything down, crosses the middle of the field, gets it to Ronan Orford, and gets that in turn to Jake Rispin. Jake gives a floaty ball in, but it's caught there by Tom Gillen in the full back line for the Parnells, and Parnells lad was fouled as he was coming out of the ball. It's going to be a free out on the 21, and Rory Gallagher over this side of the field with possession, gives it off there to the number 17, Martin Quinn, and Martin Quinn is fouled once again, gives a quick free kick to Tom Close, who gets the ball back to Martin Quinn, and Ronan Orford deemed to have fouled the Parnells man, and Tom Close will take the ball and take the free kick quickly, gives it back to Rory Gallagher and to Michael Byrne over this side. Michael looks for support, gives it to Tom Close. Tom looks for help and he gets it over there from Tom Gillen. On it goes here to Owen Byrne. Owen now with the ball, takes a solo, heads for the far sideline. Closely attended there by Evan Malone, but manages to get the ball away to Rory Gallagher. Back to Tom Gillen. Tom gives a nice pass to Jack Fallon. Jack, long ball in towards Michael Conroy. Diagonal ball over towards the far corner. Michael gets it, throws a right foot at it, but this one is going to go harmlessly out behind the goal and it's going to go wide. So yet another wide for the Parnells. Probably a bit unnecessary there. Could have done with retaining possession and maybe try to find a man in a better position. So Ackle with the kick out once again for the Tones. Jake Rispin calls for the ball. Michael Gallagher decides go long. Out it goes. Evan Malone is underneath it for the Tones, gets a lovely flick on it, and there goes Brendan Kelly. Brendan Kelly now at the red here, bearing down on the Parnells goal, looks for support, gets it. Oh, and a lovely fist, but it goes astray and it goes back to Brendan Kelly. Brendan Kelly now jinks inside, but the referee says hold on, and he calls a halt to it. It's all over, I think, and a chance of a goal for the Tones at the end, but well saved initially by the goalkeeper. But a big victory for the Tones, and it was 3 goals and 13 points, 22 points to 12. A 10-point win for the Tones, Nicky, and they were impressive again.
They were indeed, and it's a double all over, I think, for the Parnells as well. So
yeah,
I think they're now out of the championship, right?
I think they're going to find it very difficult now to catch the team in third place, whoever that might be, because they have four games, 4 losses, and the Pierces, who are in third currently, have 2 wins to their credit, so they have to make up 4 points. It's going to be very, very difficult in 3 games. So yeah, it's not looking good for the seniors, for the Parnell seniors, but after the heady heights of last year, getting to a county final and stuff, but yeah, I'd say
they did have a lot of injuries at the start.
They did have injury.
They didn't have their full team playing, so
yeah, they did. They had huge injury worries, and nonetheless, I think they're saving some of their players. I know a few players that was brought out this week for the intermediate, so hopefully they'll be competitive at intermediate level, and hopefully they'll bring back silverware for the club, which would be nice for them. So that's the games for this weekend, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. The 3 games we had on offer, of course, the ladies first, then we had the game in the Torrent between the Pierces and the McBrides, and finally the Tones and the Parnells. So thanks again to all concerned. Thanks to Scruffy, and thanks to Nicky for joining me. Thanks to Annie and Mary, as always. My
The unsung
stalwarts.
hero there, Mary.
Unsung heroes, right? And yeah, fair play to them. They played a blinder once again. So I'll be taking a break for a couple of weeks, folks, but I'll be leaving you in the capable hands of Nicholas here beside me, and he's going to bring you a sidekick with him maybe. So for next week and the week after. So I'll be doing a bit of a tour of Ireland. So I need a break. Yeah, I think the people need a break from listening to me. So I'll be doing a bit of a tour of Ireland. So hopefully I'll bump into some at some stage.
And the nuns will be left in the bus.
the nuns will be on their own. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to a couple of weeks at home. And as
If
I
you
said,
see an old battered bus anywhere in Ireland, it's probably Quinn with about 10 nuns in
yeah, a Mark 1 Cortina
Yeah.
bus. So I'll
You'll
be
see him in Knock and all the monasteries and around Ireland. So
Absolutely.
Just keep an eye on.
So I'll be seeing you in a couple of weeks' time, folks. So
Will you be
thanks.
kissing the Blarney Stone when you go back there?
I
Quinn?
will indeed. I'll be kissing it backwards, Nicky. Just for I'll kiss it twice for you. Yeah. So
I don't know how they're going to lower you back to do that.
I think they have a crane lined up. So at that stage, we'll sign off, Nicky, and you'll be seeing the folks next week, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. And thanks again, everybody, for listening. Thanks to everybody here. Thanks to all the players for such effort on a horrible day. And all I can say is roll on tonight and the 19th hole.
Absolutely.
Thanks, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. God bless.